Cesaret sponsoru Orkid sunar.
Kelsey, hoş geldin.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Good. I'm happy to be in Bangkok and always fun to be a part of a finals week.
And Olympic groups has been just freshly drew. What would you like to say about your Olympic draws since you are the last defending champions?
I'm excited. I think I never try to look back. You know, we won a gold medal and we have to do this again or things like this. I'm always trying to look forward, and it's a new group, a new quad. There's always new challenges, and I'm really looking forward to the Paris Olympics.
Who do you think are the three medal candidates apart from Team USA? Who are the main contenders?
To be honest, I think right now volleyball is being played at a high level in so many countries. For me, this is probably the highest level of volleyball I've seen since I started professional. And I think really there's not 1, 2, 3 teams that can win a medal. I think there's many. That's why I'm looking forward to this Olympic Games, because I think the world is so competitive right now and it's anyone's game.
How did you feel when you first heard that you were going to go to Olympics, your first Olympics? Because I remember you shared a recent TikTok with Catherine Plummer,
Yeah.
right? And it's her first Olympic.
Mm-hmm.
How was your reaction when you heard that you were going for the first time?
Oh, I think the first time you ever find out you get to go to an Olympics is like a dream. There's a lot of shock and disbelief that you are good enough to be able to participate. And I think even in Tokyo and in Paris, the announcement, it still feels just as exciting. It's still emotional. I don't think I ever take for granted the opportunity I have to represent our country.
The last time in the Olympics, or not, like, let's scroll back like 5 or 6 years, you had an incredible rotation in Team USA for outside hitters, Michelle, Kim, yourself, and Jordan. How was it like playing with them? How was it like being in rotation with them? What did you learn from them?
I think the beautiful part of us four was that everybody had something different. You know, we all brought something different to the table. I think that's really important because we can all contribute in a way that can help the team. For me, it was an honor to be able to play alongside such amazing outside hitters. Also really special because I had good relationships with Kim and Michelle. So for me, those are some really good memories.
For an athlete in any sports, like the Olympic gold is the ultimate goal, and you already achieved it. What motivates you to chase another one, another gold medal?
I think, like I said before, I'm never trying to look backwards. I think as high-level athletes and competitors, you don't just rest on one gold medal. You know, I have an Olympic gold medal, but I also have medals from Champions League and the Turkish League and the Italian League. And for me, it's always about wanting to do it again and wanting to win at the highest level all the time. I enjoyed winning gold, but that was 3 years ago, and my mind has been on Paris since the day we started this quad.
And when you first joined the Team USA, you were at such a young age, and now you're sort of, in Turkish volleyball, we say abla of the team, more experienced
Yes.
players. So how does it feel being Kelsey abla in the team, and how do you feel about your role?
Yeah, I think I've played many roles for this team, and it's something I will continue to do. But with each year comes more experience and more opportunity to learn about myself, to learn about the group of women that I'm playing with and what we may need, and how can I impact people around me, whether that's through my ability to have relationships with these women and communicate, or how I perform on the court. And I think that's the one thing I want to leave behind, is just the idea that I've inspired the people around me.
Before closing up the national team chapter, just like every other year, another Turkey-USA match, another 5-setter. How do you feel about those matches? It's always super exciting to watch.
It's a joy to play in front of Turkish fans. They love volleyball. You know, even in club season when we play Turkish teams, or I travel to Istanbul to play in Istanbul, there's always this piece that feels like home in a way. I have a lot of love for Turkey. I think it's something I hope that will happen in America when we start our professional league, is that we have fans one day like the Turkish fans.
And speaking of love, how did you make this decision to go to Love after playing so many years in overseas? Because I believe like 3/4 of the team is going to be playing there. What motivated you to go back there?
It wasn't an easy decision to go back home to America because I have been playing overseas for 10 years. My husband and I, we love our life overseas. We love the ability to travel, to meet new people, new cultures, play in different leagues, and also as an athlete, to play at the highest level is really important to me. But I think ultimately I wanted to be able to give back to the sport that has given me so much. If not me and the women around me deciding to go to this league, then who? You know? So we decided we want to be able to see this happen in our country and to make it successful. And in order to do that, we need to back it.
What about the impact of playing in front of your family and friends? Because I talked to Lauren Carlini earlier this year and she said that one of the main motivations for her was that friends are going to be there. Was that also a factor for you?
Of course, it's a dream for me to be able to play in front of my family, and not just my parents, but my sister and my friends and my grandparents, and to have all those people that have supported me for so long be able to come watch what I do in person. I don't think a lot of people have that opportunity, and for me it would be very special.
Coming back to your club career, another season, another year that you won all the cups that you could win. How do you feel about it?
It was an incredible season, and I think what made it so special was that we had so many amazing people, from our staff to the players. The group was amazing together.
And you mentioned Istanbul as some sort of a home for you. What do you remember about your time in Istanbul?
The level of volleyball in Istanbul is so much fun to be a part of. I remember games against Izaji when I played at Fener, just sold out in Buranflek, and those are some memories that I won't ever forget. Those are the games you want to play in as an athlete. So for me, it was a dream to be able to play in Turkey. And then I think just in Istanbul, like all the restaurants and the places to go eat and the nightlife and to see over, you know, the water, and I don't know, there was just so many great memories and so much fun.
And there's this culture for Northern Americans, like Canadians and Americans. They just have a community, some sort of, like each year players change, but they always form a group and go to other basketball matches together, do things together.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to say about this community when they play together?
Yeah, I think no matter where you are in the world, you're always going to connect with people near your home. You know, if you're Turkish in America, you're probably going to be able to find Turkish people,
obviously,
and share that feeling of and that connection. And I think it's really special to be able to travel the world and find people from your home.
You played with two really important captains for two different teams, Gözde for Vakıfbank and Eda for Fenerbahçe. What would you like to say about those ablas, Gözde abla and Eda abla?
It was an honor to play with both of them. I was really young when I played with Gözde, and she taught me so much about what kind of player and person I want to be. She just had this fire and this determination that you could see. She was just so confident and sure of who she was, being younger and in the same position. It taught me so much about who I wanted to be and how I wanted to be on the court. And then to play with Eda also is an honor. She is somebody who every single day, you never had to question how hard she was going to work, because every single day she showed up, she worked hard, and she motivated everybody around her, and that was consistent every time she stepped on the court. I was always in awe of how she was able to do this, and I think she's an incredible leader.
It's not going to be about volleyball, but you're known for your pink scrunchie at the games now. At what part of your career did it come into play? When did you start using that?
I have no idea, honestly. It's like the only thing that keeps my hair up, and I think people think it's like lucky, but really it's the only thing that will keep my hair like tight. So it's kind of luck, kind of for function, basically.
And
So.
do you have just one or many of the same scrunchies?
I have a few, so I'm not always wearing the same one.
In your recent podcast, you said that you started your career because there was no other offer and you accepted their offer. And now you're a player that's really important to any play that you play with, like you're the name that everybody's looking for. What would you like to say about it? How was the journey like?
Yeah, I mean, I think something that helped my career was always having the ability to work really hard. And it didn't matter where I was, what country, what team, I was going to work really hard and earn everything that I could. And I think that's carried me a long way. And now I can sit in a place that has a lot of proof of that work. But yeah, I'm just really proud of not giving up during the moments that were hard.
Now, moving on with your time in Italy, you played with Imoco for 4 years and for the past 2 years. How was it working with this group and how was it working with coach of Turkish national team, Daniele Santarelli?
The group we had was so special. I think the best part about it was everyone took care of themselves, like super professional, show up and work hard. You don't have to worry about anybody, and when those things are taken care of, you enjoy much more. And we just had the right combination of people, also players, but I think more importantly, the people were great. And then playing for Dani, he actually was my first coach in Europe, or he was an assistant coach at the time. And he's just always seen something like inside of me that maybe I never saw in myself. And he's always instilled this belief in who I can be and how I can be as a player. And I think that trust that he had in me was what I needed the most. So for me, it's always been an honor to play for Dani. I think he's an incredible coach right now, if not the best coach in the world. I'm just grateful I had so many years with him.
We also worked with lots of other important coaches like world champions, Champions League champions like Giovanni Guidetti, Mr. Kachkirali, who is known for lots of medals, and also Zoran Terzic in Fenerbahçe, if I'm not wrong. What would you like to say about all these coaches? How did they contribute to your journey?
Giovanni is an incredible training coach. The practices he structures are some of the best practices I've ever been a part of, and he's able to pull the best out of his players and also to teach players how to get where they want to go. And so for me, it was critical that I played for him in the moment I did, because I wouldn't be the player I am today if it hadn't been for my time at Vakif and for his coaching. And then I think transitioning to Terzic was also super important for the timing of my career. And in that moment, you know, I needed somebody to say, like, you're capable, so go do it. And this is, I think, the power of Terzic, is his belief that we are so capable. I mean, every single coach I've had, I just take little bits here and there, and I've been so blessed. Every single one of those coaches I've really had the jackpot in coaches. Like, I can't say one is better than the other, because they've all given me parts of who I am and what kind of player I am.
I want to move on with the off the field now. You have lots of interests like surfing, I believe, fashion, photography. Do you see these things as some sort of an escape room from your everyday life of being like practicing super hard everyday matches? Are these hobbies some sort of an escape plan for you?
I think it's important as athletes that our identity isn't an athlete, that we are humans first, and then we play volleyball, and then we are an athlete. I think having these outlets and knowing who I am helps me to be better on the court, because my identity isn't wrapped up in what I do. And so surfing, photography, having my brand are all ways for me to express who I am and to have places to go that aren't solely about volleyball.
One last question. You played in Italy, Turkey, China, Japan, and if I believe Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. So among these 5 countries, can you tell me which language you speak the best and which language you speak the worst?
0. 0 for everything. I am really good with food. I feel like that's the only thing I really learn in another country is like the food and like how to get around like in a taxi. And other than that, volleyball is volleyball, so that's pretty easy. I just really don't have an ear for language. I have a really hard time. My husband's much better. We were in Japan for 2 weeks and he picked it up. So I kind of rely on him. But yeah, that's my one downfall.
Well, but if I say teşekkürler, would you understand?
Yes.
Teşekkürler Kelsey.
Thank you.
Cesaret sponsoru Orkid sundu.